Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. We've literally just trashed Chelsea 4-1 at Anfield. It could have been more. I mean, they were utterly outclassed and dominated from the off. It was a fantastic performance to see. It was a really late kickoff for me, about 5:30 AM. I woke up, I watched it, loved it. Every moment of it, totally worth it. But before we continue, emergency, we need a missing persons report. Has anybody seen Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez? Don't know, they've gone missing. But enough of that. Let's go on to the Liverpool player ratings. Now, I've decided to split this into two videos to keep them nice and reasonable in terms of video length and also to show what people want to see. So this particular one will be on the individual performances of the Liverpool FC team, and I'm going to give their ratings not just based on the eye test and what they actually contributed in terms of on the ball, but especially off the ball. There were so many nuances in this game that allowed Liverpool to dominate this Chelsea team. And the off-the-ball work and the setup were absolutely fantastic. And I just want to highlight and mention some key contributions which contribute to these ratings. I think these are the overall best way to judge a player and their score for a game. And not just, oh, he had an assist. Oh, that was a nice tackle there. Oh, look what he did. He crunched him on the sidelines, that kind of thing, right? So I'm going to do the ratings in this video. And in a separate video that I'll hopefully make later on today, I'm going to do the tactical setup by Jurgen Klopp and how he nullified and absolutely took advantage of all the vulnerabilities in Mauricio Pochettino's setup and how he did it, and some key player decisions that allowed us to go on the front foot and really take hold of this game. So let's go into it. Now, just before we go into the ratings, I want to thank you, the subscribers and fans, for watching this video. We've hit 1,580 subscribers already. Only a few weeks ago, I just hit the 1,000 mark. So wow, we are growing rapidly. And I tell you what, by far, we are the most interactive, intelligent community of Liverpool FC fans on the web. You know why? All the interaction, all the comments that I see in the channel on video, my goodness, there's so much insights, there's so much analysis, great points of views. A lot of it I incorporate into the videos, and a lot of the ideas I take as well, and credit you guys for giving me the ideas for future videos as well. In other Liverpool fan channels, the content creator doesn't even interact with the guys. What's up with that? Surely this is all about interaction, finding people of a similar ilk, discussing the tactics, strategies, ambitions for the season, etc. Thank you once again. Subscribe if you haven't done already. Like the video, help it get seen by the algorithm. That way we can continue to grow the channel and have a fantastic community. If you want to chat on a daily basis, DM, etc., join the Discord as well. We've got so much interaction going on there. Love you guys sincerely. So let's get on with the ratings. So Liverpool started with a usual 4-3-3 setup, and I will go into the more kind of tactical analysis in the other video that I promised to make. However, this is our starting point. We didn't always end up in this position, but this generically is our starting block for our ratings. Obviously, Alisson Becker didn't have too much to do. We dominated the majority of the play. He got beaten by an Nkunku goal on the turn. Not much he can do about that. A lot of bodies, clinical on the turn. Unfortunate, no clean sheet. But what he was asked to do, he did impeccably, and he shut down Raheem Sterling's running behind. You know what he's going to do. Raheem Sterling runs in straight lines anyway, tries to beat offside trap. Alisson didn't have much to do. Distribution was pretty decent. Fair rating of 7. Not much else he could have done apart from being his brilliant self. Wasn't called into action too much. We literally dominated this game, which is a beautiful thing to say because it's the final chapter of Jurgen Klopp's last hurrah, his season in charge, and the boys putting their life, their pride, their energy on the line to win it all for the great man himself. Conor Bradley, let's start on the right-hand side. So this is an absolute joy. Now, people at the start of the season wanted a defensive right-back backup for Trent. We had Joe Gomez, but Joe Gomez is utility, versatile, needed across the whole back line, right? Very, very prominent that he is an English centre-back, so counts with homegrown rule as well. He's our longest-serving member under Jurgen Klopp. Fantastic player, Joey Gomez. We'll come on to that in a bit. He will get his goal eventually. I don't know whether it's this season or not. But yeah, the media are making too big a deal of this at the moment. Let him concentrate on his game. I'm sure Klopp has him well grounded as well. But Conor Bradley, let's come on to this wonder kid. So Bolton put out a cheeky tweet that now you realise that in League One, they were doubling up on Conor Bradley. And for good reason, my goodness. He's a technical marvel with a great game IQ. He knows the positioning and the body shape to make those tackles, to shuffle the defender down the line and into the traps as well. Him and Konate are a very effective unit. I will notice, especially in the first half, he cut out absolutely everything. Nothing was going past him at all. Chilwell, no chance whatsoever. Every time Palmer came in, Bradley straight in as well. Sterling, where's Sterling? No chance. Bradley's pocket. Chilwell and Sterling gang up on him. Doesn't matter. Szoboszlai, Bradley, Konate dealt with it impeccably, especially in the first half. But what really stands Bradley out to me as a really enthusiastic, high potential prospect is the fact that he's technically capable of choosing the right choice of pass. Look at the shape of his foot when he receives the ball and when he's on the run, on the gallop. Trent has the ability to overlap and deliver quality ball, but obviously with Trent's playmaking abilities and his ability to change the phase of play at the drop of a hat by pinging the ball into the next phase of play instantly, obviously we've been taking advantage of that weapon as well, which progresses the speed of the game and the next phase of play. But sometimes the old school bombing fullback who's defensively responsible but can get down the line and cross the ball and whip the ball in, he is accurately reflected as a right-sided Andrew Robertson. But saying that, if you put them both in a rondo, I'm actually fairly confident that Bradley is better technically than Robbo in a rondo. What Robbo has is that cheeky, chappy arrogance and the fact that he was not always highlighted from a young age to be that superstar. He's got that working man Scottish Braveheart endeavour that endears you to the fans, and his chase against Man City, he knows the type of player he is and he knows his standing in the game now, and he will bomb forward and he will bomb back, but when you get into a shooting position, there's not even a comparison. If you were to put Robbo and Bradley in a shooting opportunity, come in there, Robbo, Bradley comes out on top. So what he did, very, very effective. Shut down the right-hand side defensively, which is all you can ask for right back, and contributes attackingly absolutely sublimely. This is the next evolution of a right back for the Liverpool FC squad. One for the future, one for now, one for the world standings in short time. However, does that mean that Trent inverts into midfield? I really, really don't want to see that. And I'll go into detail in another separate video again. The reason is you're going to be taking away a lot of our impetus into midfield. Why would you reduce one of our natural midfielders for the sake of accommodating Trent? Someone who the opposition can easily set up for. Even me, as an opposition manager, knows what to do if Trent starts in midfield. Mark the other midfielders. Channel the ball into Trent on the half turn. As soon as he's on the half turn, pressure him. You force him on the half turn every single time. It means he can't ping the ball first time. You're taking away one of the biggest weapons in terms of taking away the initiative, the tempo of the game. And in terms of tempo, it means that you change the flow of the game by making the opposition react to your trigger point. The trigger point, when Trent is in space, he can ping it anywhere instantly, changing the phase of play into the next phase of play into the next position from a starting position, and off you go. They have to rejig, reset up, whereas you've already got a plan of attack and what to do. By putting Trent in a half turn, you congest the area, which will not allow him half of his skill set. And he's not the best turner anyway. And additionally, you've taken away that option of the best passer in our team, the best playmaker who can play the ball first time. And he's better progressing into the space with a vision to know where to go to affect the game. But you've planted him in the middle where he's easily nullified because opposition can congest that area. Okay, I summed it up. But I will make a dedicated video as well. Conor Bradley is not of that ilk. He does not need to invert inside. He stays on the outside, in an outside roamer and going up and down the line while being defensively responsible, while linking up with the players. And have you noticed that Bradley can take the ball on the run as well, on the surge? His first touch can get him into that position where he can continue his stride, and his delivery absolutely impeccable. This is a 10 out of 10 performance without a doubt. Forget Conor Bradley, forget that he's young. Any player doing what he did with 2 assists and a goal, clinical finishing, defensive prowess, attacking output, always an option out wide, grit, graft, determination, and character, enthusiasm, and passion, 10. In fact, it could be a 10.5, but that don't exist. Conor Bradley gets a 10. So I definitely wanted to give Conor Bradley the respect he deserves, the big intro and what he did in this particular match. We'll go into tactics once again in a different video. We'll kind of whistle through some of the other ratings. So Konate, defensively solid, an absolute monster, probably the second best centre-back in the league this season, next to the best centre-back. Actually, it's interchangeable. They've both been an absolute beast. But Konate was the better of the two this particular game. I'm going to give him a rating of 8 because he did nothing out of the ordinary in terms of absolutely stepping up to the mark, where Conor Bradley is the 10 and someone else in this team is a 9. Conor Bradley man of the match? Very possibly, but there may be another 10. Wait for it. Konate gets an 8 because Ibu-san Ichiban. No, Ibu-san's fantastic. Not only is a weeb, I saw that bakery shop episode with him, Szoboszlai and Crab and Birch. My goodness, Ibu, what a joker. That laugh. It's absolutely infectious, man. Legend. He knows that Szoboszlai, big boss man of Hungary, should have invited Big Ibu over, parade your friend in the streets. No, it is what it is. Ibu. Love the man. Similarly, Van Dijk. So not the most testing of matches for Van Dijk. Dominant aerially. Distribution was amazing, on point. Pinged the ball to Bradley. First touch out of his feet, down on line, whipped in for Szoboszlai to crack the header into the floor, into the goal past Petrovic. Distribution worthy of a 9. Very, very good performance. Defensively, didn't have too much to do, but he did have those 2 iffy challenges that on retrospect, one probably should have been a penalty. I would have been miffed if it wasn't given against me, and if it was given on the pitch, VAR wouldn't have overturned it. But it's one of those where if it wasn't given, VAR's not going to overturn a referee's discretion, his decision. So with that in mind, defensively solid, good distribution, 1 or 2 iffy moments, 7 is more than fair enough because the backline held their own. Now talking about the backline holding their own, Joe Gomez, Paolo Jodini, Joe Maldini. He is so essential for this season because of things that you don't see. Now, I said I'll do the tactical video after this, but I'm just going to put, for a second, I'm going to put Gomez here. Okay, because ultimately, this is kind of what we ended up doing for majority of the game. And this whole zone here, including here, so you've got a nice little B, a lowercase B shape here. That is Gomez's modus operandi. He absolutely dominated this area. Madueke had no chance. Tricky, winger, enthusiastic and plucky. He went at Gomez, but Gomez literally dominated. But not only that, he is the one that we've been trusting in possession. He's been the inverting fullback that facilitates our play and our overload. His off-the-ball intelligence and his ability on the ball, which is outstanding considering he wasn't always the most comfortable on the ball, but his evolution through Klopp and his tenure as the longest Klopp-serving player has really paid prominence for the fact that Gomez is immaculate on the ball. His distribution has been amazing. His receiving on the ball has been top-notch, and his intelligence to get into the position to offer the options is great. But what you also get from Gomez in here, and in the last video I even showed you through screenshots, here, he is a defensive line that the opposition cannot pass. They just cannot pass him, even when he's higher up. And that defensive layer allows everyone else the confidence to compress the play. Okay, I've gone way too much into tactics now. And for that reason, and how efficiently he did it this game, I'm very tempted to give him a 9 on the back of that. But saying that though, he didn't offer as much offensively as Bradley, and if Bradley is the standard bearer at 10 for offensive and defensive transition ability and monuments in a match, then Gomez, I'm going to give him a 8.5. Okay, let's just be fair to Gomez. Okay, 8.5 off the ball work, immaculate, and really facilitates a lot of the good things that we try to do as a team. As Klopp mentioned, the pressing was on point from the start. So let's put the players back into position here. Now, something else that is lost on a lot of people is that McAllister was cheap as chips in comparison to Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. What, 35 million or something like that? And we got him wrapped up straight away, and people underestimating, yeah, he's just a third cog. Rodrigo de Paul, Enzo Fernandez, Argentina, playing alongside Messi, yada. He's a facilitator and so well-rounded. And don't forget the fact that Fabinho took months, 6 months at least, to get trusted in the lone 6 role. Now McAllister would have been in this position alongside Wataru Endo, or alongside Trent Alexander inverting, or as you've seen, Gomez inverting. He would have been in a dual pivot, allowing him to go back and forth, up and down the lines. But actually, he's been trained into a very effective, pure number 6 destroyer, distributor, and passer through the lines. Now, what you get from McAllister is press resistance, ability to receive the ball, and to pass through the lines. And my goodness, in the last few weeks, he's so stepped up. Isn't it amazing how all of our midfielders are taking turns to absolutely show their prowess, their abilities and capabilities as a player? Endo, wow. What a run Endo had in the team. Szoboszlai at the beginning of the season. Jones now can't be left off the team sheet, and everyone's talking about McAllister. Everyone's talking about McAllister. World class. World class. 9. Okay, let's go into Szoboszlai. So I don't want to go too much into Dominic Szoboszlai, but what he really contributed that you can't see was the off-the-ball intelligence to allow Bradley to bomb forward. As I mentioned, he does that Hendo role, that Milner role efficiently, slotting in every time Bradley bombs forward. He facilitates Bradley to shine. You need those kind of players. Wijnaldum facilitated the left-hand side to shine. Szoboszlai did the same for Bradley, and cracking header, and he can crack a long shot. He's not the smoothest on the ball in terms of transitioning the ball quickly, but he's a safe pair of legs and defensively responsible. He is a very responsible player, which is great for such a great, handsome young man. I love that. Can't believe Trent's older than him. Amazing, right? That bromance. But defensive responsibility with attacking prowess, great header. We needed that header as well. That goal, very, very important goal. With that in mind, Very happy to give him an 8 because the off-the-ball work and responsibility hold our team together. It's all about being responsible and doing your function for the team. It's not just about what you do on the ball. And similarly, Jones facilitates the play by being able to hold the ball in every difficult position on the pitch. He's a workhorse. He has a good shot on him as well. He gets into those offensive positions, but he allows you to transition the ball anywhere on the pitch. And he can shuffle it, he can rotate it, he can recycle it, or he can break through the lines. He's got everything, absolutely everything. This midfield, as a unit, held Chelsea down. They did not stand a chance. Think about that. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Gallagher. And they pushed Gallagher up into our centre-back positions, and he was completely snuffed out by the fact that Gomez went into the half space, 6th position. And the other two just did not get a kick in because of Jones, Szoboszlai, and McAllister combined contributions. This is why they score so highly, okay? This setup here, Nunez pinning back, the right back Disasi had a nightmare against Nunez. Jota up front because he's a slotter, he's a poacher, and he's invented a new technique. Jota is the ultimate silkworm dribbler. Silk, slippery, he is smooth as silk, he's luxurious, he's precious, he's pesky, you can't hold on to him, he's slimy, he slithers through. Jota has the silkworm dribble perfected. Luis Diaz will always be a menace and a nuisance anywhere he's on the pitch because of his tricky feet, his ability to receive the ball, and his ability to drive the ball and run with the ball and carry the ball as well. He is an absolute baller. Nunez pins back to fullback, which means they cannot hold a high line because of danger in and behind and diagonal run and bending his run as well. Jota slots up anything in and around the penalty area and in the 6-yard area and in the 18-yard area. Anywhere in the attacking third he's dangerous, and he is the one who gives the most efficient balls for his strike partners to slot in first time. So he is absolutely majestic. But Lucho Diaz, I want to mention here, Lucho Diaz is so good at shifting the opposition backline because he's tireless and relentless at running, receiving, going and giving as well. And when he slots over to the left half space here, you'll find very often that Jones pushes up into the wide areas to let Diaz pick up the ball from deeper space and do his thing. The good thing about these players is they all have playmaking attributes. Luis Diaz and Jota are slightly better than Nunez, but Nunez can do more of the target man hold up, releasing the ball. I'm going too much in tactics here. Once again, I digress. My bad. But Luis Diaz for effort, endeavour, and the goal, important goal, because as Klopp alluded to as well, 2-3 is very different than 4-1, obviously, and late in the game. Great, great, great. And he got Nunez another assist, right? That ball into Diaz, 8, pressing, etc. Nunez, absolute monstrous performance, and it doesn't matter the fact that he's got a new record. He is intangible. Nunez, the chaos maestro, chaos fury, makes things happen through his existence on the pitch, and just through his endeavour, his hard work, never held his head down. The penalty is actually sweetly struck. He did it well too good. You don't have to put that much finesse and technique on it. Just put it in and do your hair later. But anyway, through endeavour and the fact that he was there for those chances, for those 4 goals, and you can never keep a good man down. On a different day, we could have stuffed Chelsea by 8. But because it wasn't quite clinical, and you have to raise your hand up and say, okay, if one of those went in, the rating could have been higher. But you, in retrospect, enjoyed a 4-1 win. You don't care about the individual moments of a miss because the sum of the parts means Nunez being on the pitch meant that the other stuff happened. Just through his existence, Conor Bradley played out of his skin. Jones, Szoboszlai, McAllister dominated the midfield. Jota, impeccable. Defence, solid, etc. His existence, give him an 8 as well, because you can't take away a sum of a part and criticise an individual part. His existence on the pitch created opportunities for everyone else. His movement, dynamic, amazing. Never gave up, never head down. Now Jota, this man is fire. When Mo Salah is away at the AFCON, one man steps up, and Jota never goes missing. Never goes missing when Salah is away. It's only when Salah is around, some of the other players are like, this is our main man, Salah's going to get us statistics. But every time Salah is away, Jota's like, I'm the main man, bro. I love it. Silkworm dribble. We got to make that a thing. Yeah, wriggling through, but he backs himself. He's a baller. He's the one that you don't want just going at you. The dirt ball style of Luis Suarez, right? Because literally, the ball can ricochet, bounce anywhere, like it came off his face. And if it does drop nicely for Jota, he's going to finish. He's going to bury it. How unfair is that? If the ball ricochets nicely for you, the opposition, then you're going to get pressed absolute to damnation. And the ball ricochets nicely for Jota, it's a goal. It's as simple as that. And as well as that, he pops up everywhere to relieve the pressure to get the ball. And the fact that Van Dijk's a little bit of a hospital pass because there's not enough pace on it to Jota meant he carried it away and knocked over, bundled over. I think it came down on his Achilles, right? Jota's a nuisance, a menace. And he can play along the front line and be super effective. he almost deserves a 10, except for the fact that if you want to go on metrics, then Conor Bradley, in terms of 2 assists and a goal, and now being a higher scorer than Man United's, like, you know, majority of their attackers and other Premier League teams, and having more contributions than Reece James as well in recent seasons, just on metrics, if Bradley gets a 10, I don't think you can give Jota a 10 in that regard, but he almost deserves a 10. I'm not going to go into 0.5, I'm just going to give him a 9. That is the rating for the team. Gakpo came on, added his quality, added his endeavour as well. When you can bring up Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson and Gakpo off the bench, and Elliott. Liverpool 2.0, transition to the new manager. Domo arigato dozo. Tasukete, take care. Enjoy by present, leaving present. But not yet. Klopp, final hurrah, final chapter started in the most beautiful way. On to Arsenal, let's do them in. And this sets a precedence for the Carabao Cup as well, where we'll repeat this feat. And hopefully Nunez, an inch to the left, an inch to the right, an inch below the bar, and cracking. Hope you guys enjoyed the ratings. The tactical analysis will come very, very soon. Make sure to like this video once again. It helps me beat the algorithm, get the video seen. Very important, growing constantly. Thank you so much for your support. Subscribe if you haven't already. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Miyazaki-man Ichiban. Until next time, guys. Janet.